Cloud Code is a game changer, but the API cost and the privacy concerns, not really. In this video, I'll show you how to run the same tool locally using Ollama completely free. Wait a second, if I could run everything free of cost, why isn't everybody doing it? I'm gonna talk about those limitations starting from what you can host on your machine and models capabilities. We're gonna also talk about cloud models. Let's get started. So first thing we gotta download Ollama. So go to Ollama, download, and pick your operating system, whatever you have, and it'll provide you the link to install Ollama. I'll copy it for Mac. I already have it installed. So if I run the command again, it's going to tell me Ollama is already installed. So what it's doing here is stopping it, removing the existing installation. So it's kind of essentially reinstalling it for me. So once Ollama is installed, I could run Ollama-V. It'll suggest me that Ollama is installed. So the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna set up the Cloud Code. So Cloud Code you could download from Anthropic's website, or you could follow Ollama's documentation on how to set up Cloud Code. So it's essentially the same command. So we're gonna copy this one for our Mac. Again, I already have Cloud Code installed. So it will eventually tell me either reinstall it or it'll just tell me that Cloud Code is already set up. Okay, so it has reinstalled it. So my Cloud Code is set up, Ollama is running. So what's next? So now we're gonna use the models with Cloud Code. So you can launch Cloud Code using Ollama by running the command Ollama launch Claude, and let's run that one. And once you run that, you're gonna have a selection of models to pick from. Cloud Code with Ollama recommends that you run these models. It recommends these are dedicated and good for coding assistant. If you run regular models, it'll still work with Cloud Code, but you may not get the same results. So if I go back to the selection of models, what models I can pick, now it comes to the limitation, what your machine can handle. I'm running MacBook Pro M3 18 gig unified memory, so I could put up to like 9 or 8 gigs of model size. If I try to go higher, I won't be able to make it fit into my RAM. There is this option for me to pick from, which is 25 gig. I can make it fit into my VRAM. So you gotta make sure that whatever the model you're picking, it fits into your VRAM or unified memory in my case. So all the cloud models, we're gonna talk about it later. So in my case, I've already downloaded Quinn 3.5. I just wanna let you guys know that if you notice that the model that is getting prompted is higher in size, you can come to Ollama's library, go into Quinn 3.5 and pick the model based on whatever fits into your memory. So if you download like 8 billion parameters, what's the size of it? And similarly, I have 9 billion parameters model set up on my machine. So I'm gonna pick this model. As soon as I hit enter, now Cloud Code has launched with my local model. Before I start, I wanna state the obvious, like good or bad prompts makes the whole difference. If you're gonna ask a specific question to local models, you'll get right answers. If you ask vague questions, you're gonna get vague responses. So be explicit on what you wanted your local model to do. If you don't provide the context, model will know, so it may hallucinate, it may give you the response that is not desirable. And also I want to talk about the context size. So the context size by default, Ollama would have 4K. So if you want to adjust it, go to settings, then you can adjust your context length. Context length plays a big role on what model can remember and for how long. If you are having a longer conversation and the context length is shorter, model will forget things that you talked about before. That said, the context length requires more memory, so you don't want to increase it too much and your memory may not be able to facilitate it and you may have issues. It may take forever for model to get back to you. So now I have Cloud Code running with Quinn 3.5 model. Let's ask it to do something. So I have this prompt, prepare detailed prompt. I'm asking it to create a user registration form, and it would have full name, email, password, all that kind of usual stuff. I'm also telling it to that, hey, it should have validation rules, like the password should match, somebody should type in their email address and the style, and I'm telling it to that, how much width I would like, and just kind of keep it clean. So now I've asked the model, let's see how long it takes to generate this response. While the model is doing its work, I want to make you guys aware about a known bug. When you ask your model to generate something, a file, or modify the file using local models, it's not able to do that. And what's happening is that the local models are having trouble communicating with Claude Code tooling, which is responsible for creating and modify files. So when you're working with local models, you may have trouble generating or modifying files. So this will likely happen in our case, even though I specified that I wanted to create a file and specify the name. The model may suggest that it's creating it, but it may not create the file. So it started generating my context. So let's just wait for it to finish, and then we will put it in a file and run it and see how good it is. Okay, it took about 5 minutes and 2 seconds to create it. It's telling me the summary that it has implemented the validation rules. So let's just copy this content and put it in a file. So let's see it how it is. Oh, it's pretty decent actually. It's a created a form. I'm gonna put my name. I'll just say full name. For the email, just leave it. If I'm not providing it's telling me it's telling me that email is invalid. So if I just do something like this, now it's okay. So I'm just saying full, I don't know, Richard Smith. Now it's validating. It's just all right. So I'm gonna test with the password now. Okay, so if I mistype the same password, it'll even tell me, and also asking for the date of birth and everything like that. And this is pretty cool. Okay, so what else we could do with our model that is working? So now let's say I want to fix something is broken. I'm gonna reiterate my point again. If I ask vague prompts or vague questions, it's gonna give me the vague response. If I ask it to make it better, model doesn't know what it's trying to make it better. So it may ask you questions, or it may does something that you don't like. Let's see what this model does. Yeah, so model got back to me saying that what would you like me to improve? So it's exploring my directory and trying to understand if it knows what I'm asking for it. So be specific when you're asking for it. What I'll do, I want to make changes to what we just created. If I ask to split the full name, let's see if it does it. In this case, it may not complete it because it doesn't know what the file name and everything is. So this time I'm being half vague. I don't know if it's a term or not. And next time I'm gonna provide the code and ask it to do what I'm just asking it to do this time and see the difference. Again, it didn't know what I was asking for it. It's trying to grab through my files. It took a minute or so and I got nothing. So what I will do this time, if I want to make some changes, this is not ideal. Supposedly you could specify read my file and make modifications. That's what we're going to do with cloud models. Since there's a known bug, I would have to provide the code and tell it to make modification to it. So I'm going to paste the entire thing, and then I'm going to say split the full name into like two fields, like first name and the last name, and each should the validation. So with the code given, the model should be able to output what I'm asking for it. Let's wait for this one to finish. This one will take a while. So this time it took about 5 minutes and 49 seconds to generate the response. Please keep in mind that I asked it to generate the entire code again. Typically, in a production or whenever you're using a coding assistant, you locally, especially one, you would provide a function or a snippet of code and ask it to fix a problem that you might be having. In my case, since local models are having trouble generating and modifying the files, I'm asking it to output in a terminal. So let's just see if the changes that we asked for it are working as we asked for it. So I'm gonna save this file and reopen it. I'm just moving it here. And it did a pretty decent job actually. I wouldn't say it's bad. It looks like this thing have gotten out of orientation, so I may have to ask another prompt to fix it. Now I want to talk about another use case of local models. Like, when you open a repository, you want to understand what kind of code base you're working with it. When you're working with local models, again, it has certain limitations based on the context size and how big is the model is. And let's see how good this model on on my machine does. So I'm gonna exit out of the directory I'm in. I'm gonna go into a different directory, a demo app that I've used in the past for my videos, and I'm gonna launch Ollama here. The Claude Code using Ollama. So this time I'm gonna select again the same models. I'm gonna ask what's in my repository so I understand what I'm working with. It didn't do a good job. I think it has a bigger repository to go through it, and it couldn't even explain me what's happening in my code base. So when you're working with small models, you want to particularly specify what file and where you're looking for it and what you're trying to understand. It's not going to perform the same way as Anthropic's model does with Claude Code. However, we're going to talk about cloud models now, and they are big enough or similar sizes to what Anthropic offers. So let's see how do they perform relative to what we've been using so far. Giving you bits of heads up about cloud models. The cloud models are hosted on Ollama servers. To use cloud models, you must have Ollama account. So if I go to my Ollama website, you could go in here and create an account. You can use your Gmail account to sign up, and I need to sign it into my app as well. So let's just quickly do that. Once you do that, it's going to connect your Ollama account with your current session or Ollama you're running locally. So make this connection successful so that you can run cloud models on your machine. So let's go back to our terminal, and this time we're gonna launch Cloud, and this time we're gonna select a model, maybe Quinn 3.5 Cloud. It's gonna be a bigger size model, and if I ask it the same questions what we ask the local models, it's gonna be a lot faster. So let's do that. This time I'm expecting that this model will create the file as well. The previous locally it took about 5 minutes. Let's see how long this one takes. Okay, so now it's gonna ask you, just like how it does with Anthropic models, that do you want it to create a file? So I'm gonna say yes. So it's gonna create a form.html file in the directory I'm working in. So it's giving me the summary, like what he has done. It took about 57 seconds. It's pretty decent. This is how long Anthropic models take when you ask questions to Cloud. So let's see how good that form is. So we're gonna go to a repository. We're gonna see the file generated. I'm gonna open it, and it's pretty decent. I could work with this one. It has done a good job. If I go to different fields and try to leave it empty, it's giving me the validation error as well, and the password is required and everything like that. So the validations is working. So now let's ask the same question we asked before, where we wanted to split the full name. It has a larger context size as well, so it would remember what I'm talking about. So this time I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna say whatever the response you generated. I wanted to split the field into 2 fields, like first name and the last name, like what we did with the local model. And it's gonna look into my directory, look for a form field. However, I don't know, we're gonna find out. Would it modify my form1.html or the other file? Looks like it's reading the right file, so it's telling me this is the changes it needs to make. So I can allow one change at a time, or I could allow all the edits that it's about to make. So let's allow the first one. It's making the changes to on certain parts. So first I'll probably be doing that the classes, and then it's probably gonna make changes to the form itself, and it's telling me this is the changes it's making. So this time I'm just gonna say allow all the edits for this session. So it's gonna complete all the edits. It's thinking, doing its work, and we'll just wait for this to finish. Okay, so the whole thing is completed after 48 seconds. It's giving you the summary, what it has done. So this time I don't need to do anything. I just need to go to browser and refresh it. Apparently it already has, and it has split it into 2 different fields as I asked for it, and it has validation in place as well. So this cloud models are pretty cool, right? However, there is something I wanted you guys to make aware about it, that you do have a limited calls or limitations on how much you could use this cloud models. Like, just like how we have free accounts with ChatGPT, Gemini, and we run into some sort of a limit, with cloud models we do have limits. So how you can check the limits, go to your account settings, And under billing, this is actually the usage. You could see how much you have tokens you have used in a current session and your weekly usage. Once you hit the limit, you're probably looking into upgrading your tier. So if you want to switch it to Pro, you could switch it to Pro and you're gonna get 50x more usage with and you can also run up to 3 models at a time. And you could also go for Max, which allows you to run 10 models at the same time, and like five times more than what you get in a Pro. So the good thing about this one is that when you're running the cloud models, you could still use it in a free tier and get some of the complicated things done. You can't do that when you're doing you can run Anthropic models in the free tier. You need to be in a Pro tier to use Anthropic models with Claude Code. So, but with this Ollama, you could run different models, not Anthropic models, but they are competitive to what Anthropic offers. I'm going to do the one more test. Remember how we were asking it to check our code base? So I'm going to exit out of this one and I'm going to relaunch the Claude Code here, and I'm going to use the cloud model this time and ask it to explain me the code base. Wow, this is pretty solid. It's giving me the structure of the directories and what are the components in my repository and what are they being used for it. And this is pretty neat actually, and it's all free of cost. Again, with the cloud models on certain limitations, certain limits, but it still is pretty neat and it's as fast as you find Anthropic models. So at last, so what you should choose, local or cloud models? Like, if you could afford to have a subscription with Ollama, cloud models are pretty decent. But if you want to have your data lives on your machine, you have a sensitive code and you can ask specific prompt with specific instructions, local models would do a okay job. You also got to keep in mind that if you're okay with waiting too, they are slower than the cloud models. With that, that's it with this video. I hope you find it informative. If you did, please consider subscribing and liking the video. I'll see you in the next one.